All right, welcome to the meal planner overview video for the free 5-day meal planner. I'm so excited that you signed up for this and you're taking a look at it. I encourage you to come through this video with me, check out the other videos and the cooking demos I have, and keep an eye on your inbox for some additional information and bonus goodies that I'll be sending you over the next couple of days. Now, I send out these meal planners and the meal planner videos every week to my clients, and I want to walk you through it and show you all the elements and give you some quick tips as well along the way. Now, this is our cover page. The second page here is the overview of the week and the menu of the week, if you will. I encourage clients to print this out and hang it up in the kitchen as they get ready to jump on this kickstart here. Now, I always tell my clients to use these meal planners as a guide and to tailor it to their tastes and fit their needs as far as scheduling goes. I write the menu planners Monday through Friday for most people, and I typically use leftovers from the night before as our lunch for the next day. So one thing of note, this meal planner is designed for portions for 2 people. So the dinners are 4 portions, meaning 2 for dinner and 2 for lunch the next day. Now, if you want some additional ideas for lunches, you can always hit me up at max@chefdairyhealth.com. Shoot me a quick email or find me on social media, and I can give you some other ideas here. But to start off the week, since we have no leftovers on Monday, I did a quick tuna salad, stuffed avocado, a great, quick and easy snack there, or lunch there. Now, I do have a snack for each day, a nice, easy avocado rice cake, and one of my perfect smoothie recipes here. You don't have to do the snack. It's there for people that feel like they need one more meal, one more piece of food to get them through the day. And it doesn't have to be between lunch and breakfast. It could be in between lunch and dinner. It could be an after dinner snack if you feel like that's when you need that little bit extra to get you through the night. One thing I really try to preach to clients and try to break the mold of current thinking that everything's about restriction and just overcoming our willpower. And what I try to show my clients and you guys is that if we focus on just whole foods, we don't have to worry about some of the other stuff, such as counting calories or cutting carbs or fearing fat and fearing food. Instead, if we embrace the healing power of whole foods and practice a couple of the different priorities that I have that I'll send you in one of the emails over the next couple of days, we can make it quick and easy and convenient, especially when I give you guys these recipes and meal planners on a weekly basis. Now, let's jump into the specifics. The next page here is a shopping list that will have everything you need for the entire 5 days of meals right here on it. A couple of things of note on the fruits section here. We got some avocados, bananas, blueberries. I usually just go with frozen blueberries. You can go frozen or fresh, or any other berries that you like will work just fine. Some lemon and some lime. Maple syrup. Now, there's a huge difference between pure organic maple syrup and your traditional log cabin, Aunt Jemima, whatever you get off the shelf. Those commercial syrups have 0 maple syrup in it. They're all corn syrup and caramel flavor and coloring and artificial ingredients. However, pure organic maple syrup can be a health-promoting food and is a nice way to add just a touch of sweetness to certain things. So I highly encourage you to grab that. Some rice cakes. I try to avoid all of the artificial flavored ones. I just go with a pure brown rice cake. Nuts, seeds, and spices. Now, this is a great way to add antioxidants and flavor to your dishes, and my clients slowly build up their spice cabinet over time working with me because they're just great ways, and I teach them how to incorporate them in different dishes. So we got some of the basics here, though. Some black pepper, chia seeds, chili flakes. If you like little spice, you can leave them out if you don't like things too spicy. Curry powder, dried thyme, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, salt, and taco seasoning. Now, if you have a lot of these ingredients, if you just add a little bit of chili powder and cumin, you don't need to get taco seasoning because all the rest of it is already in here. And then down here we have the frozen blueberries. So we got some fresh berries or some frozen. I wouldn't buy both. I would just buy one or the other, guys. All right. Vegetables, asparagus, baby spinach. Optional one here, bean sprouts or some other sprouts like broccoli sprouts or pea shoots or something like that are a nice addition to our egg roll in a bowl. A little bit of celery, could be optional for you. That's going in our Monday lunch. Some cherry tomatoes. I always use cherry tomatoes. They're just a convenient item to have in the fridge. Cilantro. I know cilantro is a love-hate kind of herb. So if it's one that you're not too fond of, you can leave it off the shopping list here. Some coleslaw mix is a great, easy, convenient way to add a cruciferous vegetable. And I'll show you 2 different ways to use it this week. Some cremini mushrooms. You could get any mushrooms you like. If you get the pre-sliced mushrooms, because that's quick, easy, and convenient, go ahead and do it. It says 1 cremini mushrooms. It means one of those small packs. They're usually like an 8-ounce pack. A cucumber, some garlic. I find that the minced garlic in a jar is quick, easy, and convenient for my clients. And then some ginger. They sell pre-minced ginger in a tube in the produce section, and so I find that is a quick, easy way for my clients to get healthy cooking as well. Some green onions. They're optional, but they add a nice finish to a couple of the dishes that we got going on. 1 big bag of the mini potatoes and a couple of onions. One recipe calls for a yellow onion. One recipe calls for a red onion. Really, you could use either or if you want to get one of each, that's fine. Parsley, again, an optional item. Just between the spices and the fresh herbs there are 2 different ways that we add some bright, vibrant flavor into our healthy cooking. Not only that, they also add great antioxidant and detoxification supporting nutritional elements into our diet. Canned, we got some black beans. You could go with kidney beans. You could go with cannellini beans. We're going to use that in our Tuesday taco bowl. 3 cups of rice. It could be white rice, jasmine, basmati, brown rice, wild rice. You could even do quinoa if you want to do quinoa and step up the nutritional value of this week's meal planner instead. But I use rice as a more introductory, palatable grain to get people started. 1 can of tuna for our Monday lunch. 3 ounces dark chocolate. You could just get dark chocolate chips. Nutritional yeast. You're going to find this in the health food item. It's like yellow, flaky kind of item, typically in like a little plastic shaker. It's a fantastic health food that's packed and loaded with a plant-based source of B vitamins and protein, and it adds a cheesy, nutty flavor to the elements and to the ingredients in the finishing dishes. So I highly encourage you to grab that. 1.5 cup oats, and then 3 tablespoons of honey for that. Honey is another one. I don't use quite as much as maple syrup, but is a nice way to add a little bit of sweetness. If you want to try to shrink your shopping list for this week, you can use maple syrup instead of the honey, or vice versa. Meat, we have 1 pound of chicken breast, 2 pounds lean ground beef. We have some ground pork, some pork chops. So this is going to be like your boneless pork loin, or you could get a bone-in pork chop, either way. And then some salmon fillets. We have black olives going on our taco bowl, coconut aminos, or soy sauce, or tamari. Whichever one you guys want to go with, all are interchangeable. Dijon mustard. Look, if you have yellow mustard in the fridge, just use that. Make it quick, easy, and simple, all right? Again, we have soy sauce down here, and we have coconut aminos up here. Just get one or the other. Don't get them both. They're in 2 different recipes this week. Just buy whichever one, or if you already have the soy sauce, stick with that. A little bit of Tabasco or Cholula, or a little hot sauce is going in our Monday lunch. Some eggs, a little hummus, and some plain unsweetened Greek yogurt. Really a great, fantastic health food. Now, if we're doing the smoothie, we have some collagen powder, vanilla protein powder. And if you have any questions on getting trusted sources of supplements, I do have a link to my recommended sources that I use, and it's a discounted link. I'll send that in the day 2 email, and it's usually pretty quick shipping on that. But they're just trusted sources that I use. Now, let's jump into the recipes really quick here. Our overnight oats. Overnight oats, so many of my clients find success with overnight oats and being a quick, easy start to the day into the week. And I just give them different variations throughout the week. So overnight oats are a staple of my meal planners. And if you've never tried them, I highly encourage you to. This one is has a little bit of the protein powder in there and is a great start to the day. So you can make all 3 days worth of overnight oats at once. That's what I encourage people to do. You could either mix them in individual jars or a big bowl, and you just have them ready to scoop and serve and get going to start your day off right. And then we're going to do end the week with a little quick scramble, which I have a cooking demo video on. And I do different variations of this for myself all the time. I love to take whatever leftover veggies I have in the fridge, toss them in with some leftover cooked meat that I have, whether it's chicken, beef, or pork, or even fish or seafood or shrimp, and I'll just scramble it up with a couple of eggs. It's a great way to get your day off with some protein and some antioxidants and some fiber. So this is a nice, tasty dish. And this is where we're going to use the nutritional yeast instead of cheese to finish off and give that scramble a nutty, cheesy kind of flavor. So our 2 snacks for the week, as I said, these are optional. A rice cake with a little bit of hummus and avocado on it. A great little snack to get you through there. And then my perfect smoothie recipe, which is, to me, is almost like a dessert. Now, when I go for protein powder, I try to go with something that has no sugar added. I usually use a grass-fed whey protein powder that's sweetened with either monk fruit or stevia. Here's our stuffed avocado lunch. I think pretty self-explanatory there. There's some mayonnaise in the recipe here, but I try to do it without the mayonnaise. And then for Monday's dinner, getting started off with, again, reach out and watch the YouTube videos on the cooking demos for any questions that you have. But the recipes are right here. This is a great antioxidant rich, fiber rich, has probiotics in it, and is a great start to the week here for you, full of flavor. This is where we're going to use the curry powder. I even mentioned in there, if you want to step it up and instead of just using yogurt to finish off the dish, you could make a quick tzatziki with some cucumber, some garlic, a little lemon juice mixed into your yogurt there will give you a start to a tzatziki. Taco Tuesday is a theme I use also for many of my clients that find success, and we do different variations on. But this is kind of my standard, and I love doing this. It's a great example of a way that you can still enjoy some of your favorite flavors like tacos, but try to avoid the burdensome elements in it, which is the processed cheese, the processed tortillas, and instead I just make a big bowl out of it. And if you still want a bit of creaminess, you can add in a little scoop of Greek yogurt on there instead of sour cream, and you can add in some of that nutritional yeast for a cheesy, nutty flavor. Tuesday, we're going to do some seared pork chops. Pretty simple, just adding a couple of spices in there will add a nice flavor. And then we're going to roast off some potatoes and asparagus to round out the dish. And then our air fryer hot honey salmon bowl. Now, in my cooking demo video, I show you don't have to have an air fryer to do this. You can just do it in the oven, and you don't have to cut it into bites. You can use the fillets whole as they are to make this quick, easy, and convenient. Highly encourage you to give this guy a try. Super tasty and delicious. And then to round out the week, egg roll in a bowl. This is a client favorite. I featured it on one of my detox and cleanse master classes, and everybody loved it. So I wanted to include it in this free meal planner for you as well. And I serve it with a little bit of rice to round it out. As I mentioned in the overview video, the bean sprouts are an optional item, and the coleslaw mix makes this quick, easy, and convenient. Now, the lean ground pork, try to get either, if you can't find just plain ground pork, all you can find is the Italian sweet or spicy, you can use that. That's fine. Just find the ground pork, and that makes this easy and convenient. If you're trying to avoid pork, you could do this with shrimp. You could do this with ground beef. You could do this with chopped up chicken. You could do this with any kind of protein that you like, and it works the same. All right. So any questions, feel free to hit me up. I hope you enjoy this. I hope it shows you how healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. And it doesn't have to be difficult either. Each one of these meals really can be done in 30 minutes. And there's some ways in my cooking videos I tell you, if you parboil your potatoes, it gives you a quick start to the week as well. Happy eating, guys, and enjoy.